My name is Dan Vondrak. I'm from Raven Software. I'm the project lead for X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. Brotherhood and the X-Men actually work together in this story, so you're actually going to be able to play some Brotherhood characters alongside some of the X-Men. So this means Wolverine and Magneto can actually work together, or Cyclops and Juggernaut. These guys can all be on the same team. You could switch between them. Another huge thing for us is the powers. You no longer just have 4 powers. We've actually more than doubled the number of active powers you have. This means you can actually assign the powers to the different buttons and switch between them. The story for X-Men Legends 2 is basically Apocalypse was just kind of laying in wait while the events of X-Men Legends 1 unfolded. And actually, if you played all the way through X-Men Legends 1, there's a little teaser at the end of Apocalypse. Now is the time he's decided, okay, this works for him, so he's actually unleashed devastating attacks on both the X-Men and the Brotherhood, and they have no choice but to basically unite against Apocalypse. We looked at all the characters from X-Men Legends 1, and any guys that kind of fell in similar, range of powers, we wanted to make sure we gave them something new. So we've actually pulled in new X-Men. So we have some of the returning favorites. We pulled in new X-Men. Then of course we had to make room for the all-new Brotherhood that are in the game. And even the guys that are returning, they have a whole new set of powers. For instance, like Nightcrawler, he had just his teleport attacks before. Now he has a whole set of sword attacks. So even the guys that are returning have a whole new set of powers to actually play through. With the environments, we've tried to make a lot more exotic and organic environments. We have a really cool Madre Temple, which is actually from one of the classic storylines. And we have Egypt, which is totally brand new. And with these environments, we've really tried to make sure that everything about the environments really, kind of flow together. So it's the effects, the lighting. For like example, in the Madre Temple, you have the priests with the big staffs or the hellhounds attacking you. In Egypt, you have the big Anubite warriors. We really tried to get a lot more outside environments as well. For this story, we've just pulled in elements from some of the other storylines, and obviously Age of Apocalypse is going to make its kind of footprint on this game because it's such a huge Apocalypse story. So it's not at all based around entirely Age of Apocalypse at all. It's a brand new story. Co-op and online are huge features for us, obviously online being brand new. And the way it works is you can have the full 4-player, playing online, so you and 3 of your friends, and you can play all the way through the story mode from the beginning to the end. The way it works is you start off, you start off the game and say, okay, how many people are going to join this game? So once you're in the game, people can't join you, but there's a chance to actually go back outside, like if you're at one of the headquarter levels and you kind of want to go back outside and have people join you. The big game kind of basically pauses for a second, you go outside, back out the game, then you reload the game from that point. For the GameCube, we don't have the online feature, but we do have the co-op mode, and that's still in there. And we've made improvements. It's not like we've just said, hey, we're going to take co-op and make it online. We've made some huge improvements to both co-op, and then they transfer over to online. Like we've got the auto level up system in the game, so this means you no longer have to wait around for your buddy to basically go through his stats. Or we have the auto power switching, the in-game power switching. This means you can just switch powers on the fly. So we really made sure the improvements were to co-op, and it's great that they transferred over to the online. First thing we did to improve the combo system was we made it easier to pull off the combos. A lot of people, found it a little frustrating not being able to pull off the combos, so we've made them actually easier to pull off. So as long as you're really attacking the guy and using those powers together on that same enemy within, a certain time threshold, you're going to get one of the combos. And all the new powers, you've got all those extra powers, all of them, and cross-reference with all the others creates like hundreds of different combos you can do. The skirmish mode and the sparring mode for the Danger Room is going to be back, and we are planning on having it online, so that way you can actually play different enemies from the game that you would normally be able to play, and you should be able to play those basically online against each other. With the story this time around, it was Raven started the story, and then we got a lot of help from Marvel with it. We did not involve Man of Action this time around. It was better for us to actually go right to the source in Marvel and actually write it in-house. And really this just helped us with tie the story more, tie in more with the levels, and as the objectives changed, it was really quick to get the story changes back to us. Well, when the game starts out, everyone starts out at level 1. That's the way it works. I mean, as much as it pains all of us to see Magneto not necessarily be able to just, pick guys up and throw them around for tons of damage right away, it's a game, and so that's the way, the RPG guys and even the action guys really enjoy that. So when you start out the game, everyone kind of starts at level 1 and with their 1 power, and you have to build them up. As the game progresses, though, even if you don't take guys, let's say you just took like Magneto and Juggernaut along, and you didn't take along like Cyclops, he still gains some experience as the game progresses. So then when you switch over to Cyclops, he's only a few levels behind your other standard players. Angel's in the game, and later on you actually fight Archangel, which is obviously a huge fan favorite. Emma Frost is in the game. We have characters that you might not normally find in the X-Men universe, like Heather Hudson is actually in the game. Some of the enemies we have, unfortunately, I can't get too specific on some of the enemy groups, but as like I said earlier, you have the Madre Priests, you have the Hellhounds, you have the big Anubite warriors. X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse is coming out this fall on the GameCube, the PS2, the Xbox, and the PC.
First of all, there's not enough good RPGs on the PlayStation Portable, and we're big RPG fans, and we wanted to make a really, bring a great RPG experience, to the platform. So with X-Men Legends 2, the console game's out. It's doing well. It's got a lot of depth to it, a lot of Marvel X-Men characters that are in the game. So one of our top priorities was to bring that level of depth, that level of visual quality, detail, audio, all that richness, bring that to the PlayStation Portable. In addition, we wanted to bring a lot of new exclusive content and explore a lot more of the multiplayer capabilities of the platform. So the PSP version of X-Men Legends 2 has all the characters from the console game plus 4 new exclusive characters. So that brings a total of 20 playable characters to the game. So I can talk about 2 out of the 4 exclusive characters. The other 2 are being kept secret. But fan favorites, Cable and X-Man, are 2 of the new playable characters on the PSP version. So with Cable, he's got his pistolas, he's got his laser rifle, telekinetic abilities. X-Man also he's got his own unique qualities. People should really play the game to find out. We're really kind of keeping a lid on all the different powers. With the original 16 characters, there's a total of 160 superpowers. With the 4 new characters, each having 10, that brings our total up to 200 superpowers in this game. And they all, can be leveled up and jacked up in terms of stats. So a huge amount of depth. So in addition to the 4 exclusive characters, we have 9 new comic book missions that are based on pivotal storylines in the X-Men history. So bunch of the designers on the game, they went on eBay, we bought a bunch of old issues and researched, the X-Men history, and picked out some really awesome storylines. So like one of the exclusive storylines is Executioner's Song, which is a really fantastic story, and it's in graphic novel form, these days. But we managed to go to the climax of that, where most of the X-Men are apparently dead, and you've got Cable, Bishop, Wolverine, and Iceman, and you're going in, you're trying to rescue Jean Grey and Cyclops, and you show up at the blue area of the moon, which is a base, which is Apocalypse Base, and that's a brand new location to the PSP game that we worked on. So these comic books are hidden throughout the game, and you find them, you can unlock them, go to your review computer, and play those missions. So they're separate from the main campaign, and they're exclusive to PSP. So it was really tough to try and pack the entire game onto the PSP. Our original plan, to be honest, was to try and build a 3-act game, more of an abridged version of the storyline, from the bigger console product. But we were really lucky. The team worked very hard, and we managed to pack the entire 5-act, console campaign, onto the PSP. All the gameplay is there, all the animation is there, all the powers are there, all the items, everything is intact. And visually, it's pretty stunning. We really wanted to have it match as close to the PS2 version as possible. And with a 16:9, aspect ratio, you get a lot of good visibility on screen. And we've remastered the movies. Blur did an amazing job with the cinematics in the game, and we've remastered the movies that are MPEG-4, that are just for PSP, and that worked out really well. Audio was also one of those areas where we thought we had to really, skimp out. But again, we managed to put in a lot. There's 3 audio streams that are running simultaneously off the UMD, which is pretty amazing. We were able to do the full music stream. It's dynamic music that changes in the heat of battle. We have like ambient sounds and stuff like that, spatially within the environment. And we also have the extensive VO from all the actors that came into the voices in the game.
I am mighty. I am Colossus.
The PlayStation Portable is built for multiplayer. It's got a lot of features, and it's underutilized right now in most games. So Wi-Fi was also a big priority for us. X-Men Legends is a perfect multiplayer game. And if you're in single player, you can switch between the 4 characters. If you've got more than one player, they can jump right in and go in a co-op campaign. So we knew that local ad hoc Wi-Fi was really important. So if you're just sitting around with other buddies, you can hop on a local Wi-Fi game. The big win for us was that we managed to get internet play into the game. That makes this the first online RPG for the PlayStation Portable. So that's really a big deal. You can just hop online. GameSpy handles the matchmaking, and you can find the servers that are running, people are hosting games, and just hop online and go. And it's as easy as ad hoc. So it's relatively easy. We think that more people are going to play online as a result of that, and it's a great experience.